guys, Ray from loveyourrv.com. Guess what we're doing today? We're going to play with some generators here. So this is the generator I reviewed last summer for Energizer, and I took it on my camping snowbird trip down south, and we used it down there, and I came back and gave a review update on it. So I guess the folks at Energizer saw that review update where I said this thing was a little heavy for me and a little noisy. And they offered to send this demo model they had kicking around their shop there in Ontario and let me loan it to me so I could review it as well for you guys. And it's a lot smaller, of course. It's only a 2000 watt, but it's much lighter and much quieter. And it can still be paralleled. And I thought I'd throw into the mix my my old Champion here. It's over 8 years old now, and I used them a lot. I have two of them, so we'll be able to compare between the Champion 2000 watt and this new Energizer, and kind of see how they compare between the two of them noise wise and what they can power. So let's get to it. So I won't rehash the Champion review. I'll link in the description to a couple videos I have on the Champions I did over the years. And of course I'll link to the review I did on that. So we'll kind of go through this new Energizer and give you the features and what's included with it. You can see the box has been shipped a few times, being a demo unit. So we got peak power 2000 watts, running 1600 watts, which is identical to the Champion. Advanced inverter with dual wave control for rapid load changes. I like that in their big one. It really is robust, can handle really a lot of heavy loads without having problems going into shutdown. Expanded parallel with other eZV generators, so it has a parallel port on it, so you can hook two of these together and get a 4000 or 3200 4000 watt peak. Quiet. Long run time, lightweight and portable, so 44 pounds or 20 kilograms. So that actually comes in lighter than my Champion, which is about 48.5 pounds, and 3-year limited warranty. Here it is here. Got the front panels, much like the bigger buddy there that it has. With the power on off. It has the Econo mode, so you can run it, if it's off, it runs at full RPM. When it's on, it runs at low RPM, and the RPM just winds up as required. So say you just have it running in your trailer and you turn some heavy load on like a microwave, then the RPM will come up as needed and then wind back down when it doesn't need it anymore. You got a circuit breaker here and a circuit breaker here. This is for the AC output, so you got two standard household outlets there, 20 amp, looks like 20 amp outputs. But of course this thing can only put out, I think it's 13.2 amps continuous, and somewhere around 16 as a surge. And it also has this little DC plug, which a lot of them don't have, and it's only 5 amps though, so it's not a huge amount, but I guess you could charge a little battery off it or something like that. And then here's your parallel connection right there. And this one had the same. It's too bad they didn't send me the little parallel box. I could have tested that out. I think these two can be paralleled together, big and small, as well as the 2000 watts in parallel. I do have the parallel kit with my Champion, and I've tested that and showed that in videos in the past, and it's worked really well. I was able to run my air conditioner no problem off the two of them. And it looks like a little reset button down there, I guess, for overloads. Up on the top we have your fuel. It's got a 1 gallon tank, much like the Champion had about a 1 gallon tank, I believe, US gallon. And a little strainer in there. But that feels nice and firm. I like the cap on it. Over here we got the pull start. There's no electric start. That one has the electric and the wireless remote. And we got the carburetor, turn on and off the fuel. And then there's a choke. If it's cold out, you would use the the choke to start, and then push it in once it's running, like any small engine, like an outboard motor or something like that. Pretty good handle on it. Maybe we'll peel this covers and see what's behind them. There we go, access covers off. They came off pretty easily. Up top looks like where you get at spark plug, single spark plug right down there. There's the cap, and included the tools, a little spark plug wrench to pull it out. They also give you a tool. There's a Phillips on one end, and on the other end's a flathead. Comes in the kit. And of course you get the little DC plug here if you're running any DC items off that front port. Then they also gave you this for filling the oil. The crankcase in it takes, I believe, 0.4 liters, and that sits behind here. Now this is much better than what was in the big one. The big one was quite recessed and hard to get at, whereas this one is right out front here, and they even put a little lip there for draining the oil, which is nice. The other one was kind of inside and it drained through the bottom, so this looks pretty good. And then you just measure your oil with a little dipstick there. So there's the engine. And down here it looks like we've got an air filter. So let's pop that apart and we'll check the air filter. There's a little sponge air filter, reusable. So in the directions, like the big one, you take this and you wash it in soapy water, rinse it out, let it dry, and then you put fresh, clean oil in it, saturated with oil, wring it out. So this one looks like it's been used a bit. You can see how it traps the dirt in there. So there we go. Here's where the air goes in over there. So the inside design looks pretty good. Everything's accessible. Looks like you could take this apart pretty easy. It's kind of a clamshell together. So if after warranty or anything someone had to service it, looks pretty decent, easy to service. One thing I like about this company is they had all the parts and part breakdown schematics online on their parts store, which is nice. Say you needed a carburetor or something, you could just get the carburetor and have someone repair it for you. Whereas some of these other generators, kind of no-name brands, you don't know where the support is. So let's put this back together and we'll get to doing some tests on it. Maybe do some load tests on it, see what it can power. Okay guys, I think the first thing I'm going to do here is give it a good load test. So I got an electric heater here and also a heat gun. And I've set up my meter and a current meter, so we'll be able to see what kind of current and voltage are going on as I increase the loads. I turn that onto number 4 here. It's going to be 1500 watts, and I can go up to 1500 watts on that. This has a different adjustments for wattage, so I'll be able to slowly bring it up. So we'll see what it can do. So we're showing 121.8. Let's turn on the heater. 5 amps, 7.5 amps. Here we go, 12 amps, holding at 120. Now we'll turn this on. There are 15 amps. Starting to drop now. I'll go to the next step. 115, 16 amps. 17 amps. Voltage is starting to drop now. Now we're at 18 amps. Wow, so that was pretty impressive. I had this heater on full and it didn't quit until I went full on the heat gun. Actually was holding in pretty steady there. Amazing. So the Energizer did pretty good. So let's, as a comparison, try my Champion, same test. Okay, so the Champion isn't quite as capable at the high loads. Right on here, right around the 3 mark on the high setting, it quits. So a couple segments lower. And just try that again and we'll test the max current it was putting out. So there you go. The little Energizer was able to handle a higher load than the Champion, but keep in mind this Champion is 8 years old, so it's had quite a bit of hours on it. So you never know, it's not a conclusive test, but I thought I'd give it a try just to see. So, but I'm quite impressed with the load it can handle before it went into shutdown. And also it was quieter under heavy load and less vibration. The Champion was really starting to vibrate, a little bit noisier. So I'd say the Energizer comes out a little bit ahead, especially in weight and size, and obviously the power output of the heavy loads. A couple other things I noticed is the parallel hookup. On the Champions, you had to hook up the cables here and also power a plug, so you had quite a bit of wires going on. This one has just the one nice plug for the parallel. Also, they do a bit of water resistance with the flap and the covered electronics here. It's not waterproof or anything, but they did make some attempt versus having stuff wide open. But looking online, though, the Energizer does seem to be a bit more expensive. On the website, they have $5.99 US or $8.99 Canadian, whereas the Champion right now at Canadian Tire, I see it somewhere around $500, $5.99 Canadian, and in the US I've seen it down around $4.99 on sale. But that could be just this older model too, because I have seen Champion that has introduced a newer model 2000 watt generator. you go. Hope you found that video useful if you're out generator shopping. In conclusion, I think they're pretty good value for what you pay. They're about half the price of, say, a Yamaha or a Honda, right in the range of the Champions and some of the other ones you'll find, at Home Depot, different selections of the Chinese generators. This one, though, seems to be nice and lightweight. Obviously, it puts out good power in my tests. I was really impressed with the power output. Construction seems really good. And it seems quiet enough, right in the ballpark with the rest of them, especially when it's just in Econo mode. Also like the tone of it. It seems to have quite a nice tone. My Champion was kind of a rattly tone, so this one is a little less annoying. As far as warranty goes, they're listing a 3-year limited, but the first year is just parts and labor. The next 2 years is parts. This company seems to have pretty good support. They have telephone support and a website and everything like that, email, and they're out of Ontario, so they're based in North America, and they seem to have all the parts available and parts diagrams, which I like. So there you go. Until next time, Ray from loveyourrv.com. Thanks for watching, everyone. Cheers.